Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk chisme, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics. This is episode 250. We're your host. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Welcome back, ladies. Oh my God. Did you ever think in your whole life, say, I'm going to be making a podcast and it's going to go all the way up to 250 episodes? What? That is insane.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, but it's nice that I can be consistent with something in my life.
This is true. I got to say, you're absolutely right.
And it's all thanks to you, ladies.
We made you stick to it.
Yes, and I appreciate it every single time. I really do, because sometimes I'm just all like, I don't want to, but then I'm on here and I'm just all like, I can't shut up.
Yeah. I say the same, actually, because you guys all know my bedtime is 7 o'clock. And so when we meet a little bit later, I always tell Eddie, I don't want to, I'm tired. And he always says, you always say that, but then I hear you talking and you're always animated and laughing and having a good time.
Yes. All this goes to show, sometimes you should just go like talk and hang out with your friends, catch up, see what you guys are doing, because it may seem like a chore, but once you're with them in good company, nothing is a chore anymore.
100%.
Right. All right, guys, now it's time for Chisme de la Semana. And I have some chisme, guys. I am very excited about this. I just saw it on the socials and I was like, oh, hell yeah, that's my chisme right there. Apparently, Max is releasing a 8-episode documentary series June the 5th. And the series is called Chespirito, Not Really on Purpose. So it's basically going to be a docuseries about Chespirito, or most of you guys out there in listening land know him as El Chavo del Ocho, as No Contaban con Mi Astucia. I forgot.
Or El Chapulín Colorado.
Chapulín Colorado. Thank you. It's going to be a heartfelt biographical series. Biographical. Why? Maybe it's because I was trying to switch between Spanish and English. I don't know. Biographical series following the rise to fame of beloved Mexican comic and cultural icon Roberto Gómez Bolaños, a.k.a. Chespirito. And it looks really good, guys. I've already seen a little bit of the snippets, like the intro, the trailers. Oh my, it looks so good. And it's only 8 episodes. I can definitely commit, But I'm so excited about that, guys. So check that out. That's going to be on Max, not HBO Max. That's a thing of the past. It's Max. And it's June 5th that it's going to premiere. So I'm very excited. I wonder if they're going to release all the episodes at once or if they're going to release them every week. I don't know. That I do not know.
I think it might be like every week, because it just seems like HBO is not like Netflix or any of those. They're definitely more of the like serialized, like we'll release it like one episode a week.
That's how they have been doing Last of Us. So
The Last of Us, The Pit, like White Lotus, whichever the popular one is right now. All of them actually.
So that's my chisme. Very excited. And I hope you're excited as well. All right, guys. Now it's time for On My Radar. Kristen, what is on your radar?
So I don't know who I am, but for 2 weeks in a row, I am sharing an On My Radar that is a DC book. And I'm not generally a DC reader. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I read books that are DC, I don't hate on them. I give them a fair chance. But I lean more towards Marvel characters and Marvel storylines. But this one seems so cute that I had to share it. So it is Krypto's first adventure on Earth. That's not the name of the book, but the storyline. The book is called Krypto, The Last Dog of Krypton, and it's going to be a new 5-issue series launching on June 18th, and it's set to explore the soulful, often overlooked journey of Superman's most loyal companion. And the thing that really caught my eye was that the writer is Ryan North, who wrote Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. And I love Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I love his like very like lighthearted quippiness that he gave Doreen and all of her characters in that storyline. And I think that his style is going to really translate well with this storyline. And the artist is Mike Norton, and I don't know much about what he does, but I do know that he has experience because I looked it up on Google, drawing Battle Pug. So he does have experience drawing doggies. So what really tore at my heart was that Ryan North says he wanted to tell a story that really honored dogs and Krypto in particular. He's not a talking animal in this comic, and he is not going to be thinking in captions. He's just going to be a pup that is scared and lost, trying to understand a planet that doesn't understand him back. And so the storyline is basically that there was some sort of test that went awry and wrong on Krypton, and Krypto got stuck obviously in some kind of pod and shipped to Earth, and he's here all alone trying to figure out how to get back to his home. And so in the article about the book, it says, whether you're a Superman fan or just someone like us who cries during the movie Homeward Bound, Krypto, The Last Dog of Krypton promises to deliver a moving, quite epic about loyalty, identity, and finding your place in the universe. So that is Krypto, The Last Dog of Krypton. It is probably already been on FOC, but you can tell your local comic shop that you're interested, and it's going to be dropping on June 18th.
That sounds so cool. Oh, and then we get a Krypto in the movie too, so I'm very excited. Yes. I love dogs, as you guys know. So it's very, very exciting. That's so cool. And it's a 5-issue series, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys, it's that time again, my favorite time of the podcast episode recording stuff. It's La Hora de la Cervecita. What are we drinking today, ladies?
Another We Love LA beer, and this one is from Firestone. I don't know what I was doing in Santa Monica. I think we were doing some prep work for Free Comic Book Day, and we were driving home down Lincoln because traffic on the 405 was already crazy, and we decided to stop by Firestone because it's right off Lincoln in Venice. And just like haphazardly looking as I walked by at the refrigerators that are in the entrance of the restaurant, and I saw the We Love LA logo. I was like, oh, they have one here. So we had already tried, I think, one, and I knew that we had some on the waiting list, and so I was like, okay, I have to buy it. I haven't tried it, so I have no idea. It is a Pilsner, so no IPA, and its proceeds, it's a limited release just like all the other ones, and its proceeds are going to continue to go to help fund fire relief for the victims of the fires in the Palisades and in Altadena.
Yeah. And in case you haven't been keeping up with the news, the LA Times is doing a really, really good report about the survivors of the fires as well. A lot of them are dealing with a lot of environmental hazards, as well as like just a string of breaking and enterings and vandalism as well, and basically robberies as well. Like it's like, I know it's tough times out there, but like, come on, some decency. And I don't know, I haven't been living in LA now for almost 5 years.
Wow.
I know, right? I think I moved here late 2021. It's 2025, so like 4 years. 4 years. But it's still like I still consider Los Angeles my home, and just like knowing that something like this devastating happened, and then right on the heels of it is people being like taking advantage of a massive natural disaster, basically. If it is a natural disaster not caused by Edison not keeping up their power lines, of course, then it's just like it's cruel, and so anything to support the survivors of the fires. I mean, if I have to drink a beer, so be it. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. My point exactly. I mean, seriously, times are tough or whatever, but if you support these breweries and their efforts to help the United Way, I think that's awesome. And may I mention that the can art is extraordinary on this one. We have these beautiful rainbow, and then we have the fire trucks, and there's a lion.
And
it's pretty cool. It's really amazing, actually. And then a bear, and these really funky palm trees. They look a little psychedelic. But no, I think it's really awesome. You were saying something about the artist, Kristen?
It says on here that artwork on this can is by Joshua Noom. Noom.
Yeah, I like that they went ahead and embellished the regular We Love LA, the We Heart Arms Around It LA, and then embellished it with this really
it's
nice
Firestone, so it's I actually good to see that they pulled out the money for it.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, I know we've been talking about the can art and the brewery and what's going on with the families that have had this just clusterfuck of a year, I guess you can call it. But now I'm gonna actually drink beer.
I don't know what glass I'm supposed to pour this in, but all I have is this cylindrical one, so that's where I'm gonna pour it in.
I like beer glasses like that. I don't know why. Okay, definitely smells hoppy, but makes my mouth water.
Look at that color.
Very light.
Yeah, it's really light.
It is a Pilsner, so
true.
We'll see.
Oh, it almost smells like a hazy IPA. What was that thing?
Wow, I did not expect what I got.
It smells like a hazy IPA to me.
It does.
Holy shit. This is a Pilsner?
It's a West Coast Pilsner, so obviously that means something that is above my knowledge, and maybe we should look that up on these devices that we have that tell us all the information we ever would need to know about anything.
Yeah, it's almost like we have the power of the internet at the palms of our hands.
But wow, very, very flavorful.
Absolutely, very crisp.
I am going to look up right now.
Is it like how a West Coast IPA? Is that what this is?
So a West Coast Pilsner is a beer that combines the crispness of a Pilsner, which Sarah picked the crispness up right away. I let mine sit out, I think, a little bit too long. It's a little bit closer to room temperature than it is to being out of the refrigerator, because my can, it's kind of hot here right now, and my can is very sweaty because of how hot it is. But
condensation.
It combines the crispness of a Pilsner with the intense aroma and flavor of
a West Coast IPA.
an
Hops?
IPA.
Oh.
It's known for its bold, tropical, and citrusy hop profile. West Coast Pilsners are made with a base of almost 100% Pilsner malt for a bright straw color, which was what you guys saw when you poured it. And hops from the Southern Hemisphere and Pacific Northwest are added during boiling, dry hopping, and the whirlpool. Whatever that means, but very interesting. So what I found interesting is that all of that burst of hoppiness came at me right out of the can at the beginning of the flavor profile. Like, it wasn't like an IPA where it comes aftertaste and then stays in your mouth. It literally hit me in my mouth. It was such a surprise, and then it just dissipated and went away, and it didn't stay. So
that's what I loved about it. Because look, okay, if we are supposed to appreciate hops for what they are, I think this is how it should be, because it knocks you like awake and alert into like, wow, there's flavor here. Then it disappears and it leaves that kind of like citrus instead to coat your tongue, which I appreciate a lot more than, you know, I color me like a heathen or whatever, or like a heretic. But I don't like the lingering taste of the hops. I think they're too bitter. I think it's kind of acrid. Whereas this is, you get that hit of the hops, but it's a flavor note. That it doesn't, like, it's there and then it's gone. Almost like music. And so it doesn't linger on the palate. Instead, the citrus lingers instead, and it's absolutely refreshing. I love this. Like, I don't mind that here the hops is like a surprise, and then it like a firework, and then it's gone, and all you get is like that nice citrusy taste.
it was like a firework. That's a really good description.
That is a really good description. Yeah, exactly. No, I totally love it. I love it. Definitely tastes to me like a real crisp summer beer. Like, I could be by the pool drinking this, you know, feeling good about myself, you know. But no, I really, really enjoyed all the flavor notes. The profile is just really outstanding, especially my special, that the thing that I like most about this particular brew is the crispness. That really is something that I needed today. It was a warm day, and, you know, a lot of work, and just, I don't know. It's just like, it was very welcoming.
Yeah, I would definitely try to drink it a little bit closer to the time I take it out of the refrigerator next time, to get that like picture of what the beer would taste like, because like I said, it's a little bit closer to room temperature right now, but even at room temperature, it is very, very flavorful, and I get that crispness, I get that flavor punch, and I really do appreciate the beer. So it could only get better, I think, if I drink it colder.
Yeah. So for me,
yes,
I actually had Sarah sends me the beer, and then I try to like unpack it as soon as I get it, and then put it in the refrigerator. This time I was late getting home, so I barely opened it as we were about to start it, so I just threw it in the freezer. So when I pulled it out, it was nice and cold, but I don't think cold enough that it has started to like condensate. Right now it's like, as I'm drinking it, it's cold, but it's like already getting to like room temperature again. But so I got that crispness, and now I'm getting more like mellow flavors as well. But it's really good.
Indeed.
Yay!
But it is good, yeah. So what is our rating scale?
What do you call it? We're making up for our last We Love LA beer that we drank.
I'm not tagging them on the episode.
So we have a 5-point rating scale where 1 is very unsatisfied, a 2 is just regularly unsatisfied, a 3 is neutral, a 4 is satisfied, and a 5 is very satisfied. And if a beer is off the charts, very yummy, then we give it a Super Saiyan. So I'm actually gonna start, and I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. It's not Super Saiyan for me, just because, like I said, it's room temperature, and I think that there is more that I can get from this beer if it is cold out of the fridge. But a 5 out of 5 is pretty darn good. I really liked it a lot. I would repurchase this beer. I have another one in the refrigerator, actually, because it was a 4-pack. So it's the one left over from the 3 that we're drinking right now. So on a hot spring day, since we're not in summer yet, I'll pull it out, and I love when I pour it into like a frosty mug, and that ice layer kind of forms. That's my favorite. But I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Very nice.
Damn.
Hey, Memorial Day weekend is coming up.
That's true.
True. Damn, that sounds so good. I didn't even think of the frosted mug. But yeah, no, I'm also going to give it a satisfied. I really enjoyed it. I totally love the can art. It's not like Super Saiyan for me yet, but it's really good. So that's a 5 out of 5
And
for
this
me.
is Jen, to also give it a 5 out of 5. The flavor is amazing. I am like, we've had a few good Pilsners. We have a few like okay Pilsners on here, but this one it's not like a Pilsner we've ever had before. I was really, really surprised by it. Like, good job, Firestone, putting that 805 money to good use.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Yep.
you know what? Have at it. Like, this was spectacular. I loved it. So 5 out of 5 for me.
And we gave it all 5 out of 5 out of 5s. We didn't mention that it's actually 5% ABV. So,
okay.
Oh, shoot. Wow.
That's how caught up we were with it.
Nice. That kind of worked out.
That
kind of worked out really well. All right, guys. Now it's time for our book review, and we are reviewing Squad Goals. Yes. And it is a story that you can also find on Webtoons, and it's part of the Webtoons 2025 contest. So definitely check that out. It's free to read. We got this cute comic at Free Comic Book Day. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a little intro to the story. It wasn't the whole story. You could read the first 10 episodes on Webtoons. It's about it's actually Squad Goals is after getting booted from her daughter's elite cheer squad, former UCA champion Faith Walker is roped into coaching a ragtag group of girls at the Wiley Moon Juvenile Detention Center. Their punishment, you ask? To become cheerleaders or else. Now Faith's toughest routine isn't on the mat. It's getting these rebellious teens to act like a team. That's what Squad Goals is about. And also this book was written by Shaqueta. And she is the founder of the Shiro universe, which has a lot of comic books under her belt. It's really cool. The comic artist is Kazran, and he is from Bali, Indonesia. The colorist is Alivon, and she's Mexican, and she is working on this comic book. And then we have the letterer. His name is Desi, and it doesn't say where he's from. Nope, doesn't say where he's from. But anyway, that's the whole team working on this book here. So I got a copy of the comic. I sent one to Jen, but it must have arrived too late because she still hasn't had. But again, you can read it on Webtoons for free. First 10 issues are live right now, and like I said before, it is part of the Webtoons contest of 2025, and we're pretty excited to share this. What did you guys think?
I read it on the Webtoons page from the link that you gave us, and right off the bat, I loved it. I love that first issue where we get introduced to these girls and like how they ended up at the Wiley Moon detention, like juvenile detention, whatever. It was like I burst out laughing. Like I don't know what I hadn't read a synopsis of it, so it was just like, here it is. This is what we got. And I hadn't gotten the comic yet, so I was just like, okay, let me just read the webtoon. Because I have the app and everything. So I opened it and I was just like, I wonder what this is about. And then I was reading through it. Oh my god, that first issue immediately wrapped me up, because the writer is Shaqueta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is amazing, because I think we reviewed Shaqueta's Raven Troy first. I remember that. And her writing from Raven Troy, which I know is her baby and everything, and like this is like now in the future, but her writing has gotten so good. She has a really nailed down how to introduce characters in this very charismatic light that you can't help but be like charmed by them. And I was like, her dialogue was so good. I was immediately like, I laughed that first issue. I felt sorry for these girls at the same time, and it was just, even like the way the paneling the paneling was designed. It was very simplistic and very like, and it was repetitive, but in a way that, as we were introduced to these girls, still felt fresh. So the writing, the way the panels were laid out, and you know what, I did notice that the lettering was pretty good, or like each girl had kind of like a unique like voice. I was like, I was immediately taken with them. I was just like I'm here for this.
Oh, absolutely. I completely enjoyed it. I really like the style of art. It's really colorful, and it's just really I also laugh because of the stuff they get in trouble for. Each one is different in every way. My favorite one that got in trouble was the one that she has a stuttering issue. She stutters as she speaks. And so there's these cheerleaders, of course, that are making fun of her, and she gets in trouble because she throws a book at them, at one of them. So I thought, hell yeah, like, don't let them bully you. Like, it was really fun. It was really a fun read. And then immediately, because I was in drill team and I tried out for cheerleading, so it's hard. It's really hard work.
I'm sorry.
I can imagine you on drill team.
I'm trying to imagine you with your black lace and your black lipstick on drill team.
No, I can from the pictures that she was, I can imagine you in drill team. I cannot imagine you as a cheerleader.
Trying to get them to create some sort of performance to Skinny Puppy.
Oh my god!
No, because here's the thing. Wrong. At least for my school, from what I remember of high school, drill team was for the weird girls. Drill team was for the weird girls.
Yeah, a little bit of the outcasts.
And cheerleaders was for we didn't really have the like mean girls, but a lot of the cheerleaders were popular because they were all very charismatic. They were all super friendly, and they were not only doing cheerleading, they were doing 5 million other like sports things as well. Yeah. So they were either on run, in the basketball, or like the girls soccer, and they were doing cheer as well. So they were just like, you would see them all the time. So I always found the cheerleading trope like kind of funny, because personally, all the cheerleaders that I knew from my school, they were either like doing 5 million things. They were all A+ students, because all of them were in my magnet classes as well, and in my AP classes as well. So never really got that sense, but they were all like really super friendly and like super charismatic, and I remember like they personally, they never bullied me. If they bullied anybody else, they probably deserved it.
Right. Yeah, that trope, it's a little old, and I guess in certain aspects there, it's not really true, because also the cheer squad in my school was not mean girls either. And yes, you're right, they were like in AP classes, they were charismatic, they were friendly, they did a lot of like fundraising and like car washes and like cookie sales and stuff. So they were really just about the community. In this book, of course, we do there's some mean girls, but the thing of it is, I was I was a little bit nervous about reading this book and about how they had to like become a team in order to kind of like reassess their lives and the trajectory they're going in. And when they introduced that they're going to be cheerleaders, I was a little bit nervous because it's a lot of hard work. And if you don't know anything about cheer or anything, like your body, it's going to take a while for it to snap into that aspect of it. And then immediately they were going to go into competition. And lo and behold, they're going to go into competition against those girls that bullied that other young lady. But the way that their skills are introduced in the story was amazing. So one of them had a background in karate, but they don't immediately mention it. It's only after they're doing a lot of like tumbling and a lot of practice that the coach is like, wow, you're really good at that. I mean, how did you learn how to do that herky? Or, you know, how did you back handspring? You know, and she said, oh, you know, I did karate. And then another one, I think, did taekwondo. Or no, taekwondo. It was not karate. It was taekwondo. I mean, and so they all had kind of little specific kind of things that they were already good at, that they just brought into the whole cheer practice and competition aspect of it. So that was really cool. So that's actually how it just made it more believable for me as far as the story, because there's these little backgrounds in, you know, in tumbling and back handsprings and herkies and stuff like that. So that just made it like really good storytelling to me. I'm like, that's a great detail that you didn't just threw at us. You wove it into the story, and I thought that was really great. The added drama I think I like about this is because she actually quit her cheerleading job as a coach for the squad who had won 4 championships because of her. And the reason she just walked out was because they had a co-head coach, a side coach, co-head coach, who happens to be the fiance of her ex-husband. So that is another layer of little drama that I can't wait to read more about.
I'm excited about that. It's really funny because as I was reading this, do you know who I kept picturing as like the coach? It was you, Kristen. like it's completely different, but all I kept thinking, because like you have a background in working with like young girls, so all I could think about was just like, imagine Kristen the girls cheerleading.
That is so true. I didn't even think of that.
Well, it's funny because that you bring that up, because due to my past history and experience working with girls involved in the juvenile justice system who are gang related or gang involved, my suspension of disbelief, I really had to dig deep for it, because I was just thinking, okay, the girls that I worked with, they weren't at this Wesley or Wiley or whatever. They were at Baby Rikers down the street.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking too. Yes. As I was reading this, I was just all like, this sounds nice, but I don't think it's like, from what you've told us and what I know, like how a lot of us in school were like told to behave, or we would be sent to juvie. Like it was a threat. There was no good juvie. There was like the most this would be is like maybe like a really like an outreach, like an after school program or something. And so that's kind of how I thought of it as well. But it's a very idealistic like I thought of it as a very like oh, that's nice if these programs did exist, but they don't.
And just the amount of time that these girls were getting for the infractions that they did. I mean, okay, there was one that had Grand Theft Auto multiple times, so I could see how she could get up to a year. But throwing a book at somebody and hitting him in the head, what she got like.
But it was multiple times that she had been violent and physical defending herself, because she keeps.
They did mention that, but they didn't say anything about, like, I don't know. They did mention that she had violent outbursts, but we didn't know what it was or whatever. But like the graffiti and it was graffiti.
On federal buildings.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I don't crime.
But it's just all those things. Again, this has nothing to do with the quality of the story and everything to do with my past job and my knowledge
it's just stuff that
most readers don't have about this this group of individuals.
Yes.
So once I got over that, I really was endeared to the story. I also am pulled in by the drama of the ex-husband and the fiance. They're not married yet. And the reason why they wanted to hire her as a co-coach was because she was an was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Mm-hmm. And from the 80s, if you know anything about football in the 80s, that was like the pinnacle of cheerleading back in the day, a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And so so she,
now we know they don't get paid.
That doesn't surprise me. Well, they probably just get and this is sexist and misogynistic, but they probably marry a football player at some point and live off of their money.
Maybe there was a whole like expose. I don't know if it was the LA Times or the New York Times, probably the New York Times, TBH, that did like a whole like thing about the Dallas like the Dallas whatever it is they are, the cheerleaders. I don't know the sports team. Cowboys?
The Cowboys. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Cowboys.
Whatever. But there was
sucks.
like so like it was like they, and like the whole like thing was like the way that they would like be like, if you want to be like a cheerleader, or like if this is your dream, then you won't get paid for it. Like you'll do it because you love it. And I'm just like, exposure or whatever. And I'm just so like,
they're paying them an exposure.
I feel sorry for these women.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Dang.
But at the same time, I'm just like,
that is horrible.
I know it's it's so mean, but like
I know.
Actually, someone that I graduated high school with was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I think, was she a Cowboy or was she a Rams? Now that I think about it, she might have been Rams, but she was a professional football cheerleader. Mm-hmm.
Cheerleader. Wow.
So, like I said, after I got past that, the story really endeared me. I really liked the also kind of unbelievable in real life, but I really like the way that the daughter was like, I want to be on your squad. I've always wanted to be on your squad. And so somehow she's just allowed to be on this juvenile detention center squad.
They just let her in.
But I like the idea of, because the relationship that she had with her mom, you could tell, is very strong, and they're always hanging out. They're always together. The daughter's always supporting the mom, and the little brother was very endearing too. And I want to see more about how he becomes involved, because he's there at practice and he's watching and stuff like that. So I was at the end of 10 little episodes on webtoons into the story and wanted to keep reading, and I don't know what to say. Definitely it's like a Bring It On meets something. What's a movie where the kids are put into juvenile detention for whatever reason and are given the opportunity to change their life?
I was gonna say it's like Bring It On meets Lean On Me meets something else.
So I really look forward to actually, and I hope that we get the opportunity to follow each individual girl's personal journey and story. Because having worked in this field, I firmly believe that behavior doesn't happen in a vacuum. They are all acting out for a reason, and that's part of books like Bitch Planet that I really, really appreciated and enjoyed, where we know these women are incarcerated, but I want to know what was their journey that led them there. What was the thing that happened in their life that took them on that path? And now what is going to bring them back or change them in a way to where they begin to make better choices. So I really always appreciate the character development in stories like this. But this was really fun. And I was, again, like I said, very endeared to the characters and looking forward to seeing how it all evolves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and already in the first 10 episodes or issues that are out on Webtoons, we already see how the team is coming together, kind of supporting each other and having each other's backs. So I'm very excited to see where this is going to lead to and how that story is going to develop as well. So very excited. So actually, are we ready to rate?
Yeah, definitely.
So we have a rating scale of 1 to 3 conchas. 3 conchas being the most conchas that Jen's mom ever let her eat in one sitting. So that was the best. And if it's a book that is off the charts, then we'll come up with our own individualized rating. And I will go ahead and get started. And I'm going to give it 3 conchas. Again, I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the vibe of the story, the vibe of the girls, and then how, of course, they were very, not all of them, but some of them were very apprehensive. They were like, this is not going to work. This isn't for us, blah, blah, blah. But you see them really start to take ownership and pride in what they're doing. And I really, really liked that, enjoyed that, and really want to see more of how that turns out. So I'm going to give it 3 conchas.
Yes, I am also going to give it 3 conchas. I really love the art. I know I keep talking about the herky, but one of the things that like really impressed me was how the art reflected exactly what a herky looks like in midair.
100% agree. The movement, the movement art was very, like, that's very technical to get your art to depict what the human body looks like in real life, doing some of that stuff, and the artist was very spot on.
Yep, absolutely. So yes, that's 3 conchas from me. How about you, Jen?
I'm going to give it 2 conchas. I don't get me wrong. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Love the lettering. I do like the movement. The movement of the characters was super 100%. The way that it's paneled as well for like a webtoon. I didn't have the physical copy, but for webtoons, very readable, easy to follow along. My main issue though was that, like, even towards the end, I had trouble telling the girls apart because I think they all suffer from same face, or either I just can't really like. But a lot of the girls, even like the other cheer squad and stuff like that, a lot of the teen girls, I had trouble distinguishing them apart. Besides like sometimes the hair color or like the hair type, I was like, I was just like, who is this one again? I'm just like, it looks like the other one, but like, so sometimes I got them confused because I do feel like they all had kind of the same face, and even like kind of like the same body like type as well. And so that was just, I feel like I'm being very nitpicky about it, but that was just like an issue for me. Yeah. So, but I love the comic. I want to keep reading it. Definitely want to see where they go, and I will work out how like to keep them in line in my own head. So, but for now,
yeah, you know what doesn't help is that they're all wearing the same uniform.
That's like they're part of a cheer squad. they are the cheer squad. So, it's gonna be 2 conchas for me.
Awesome. That has been our book review. Remember, that's Squad Goals on Webtoons. All right, guys, now it's time for En La Librería. Jen, what do you have for us today?
I have for you Downgrades number 1, a story about D-list heroes. When a 16-year-old runaway homeless girl, Luna Castaneda, runs into a peculiar character and follows him, her life takes a turn. So, this is being done by Luis Gutierrez. He they I'm gonna say he at a young age I learned about superheroes and immediately fell in love with everything hero related. I cannot draw. The artist for the pilot comic is mentioned in my TikTok, and then it has a link to his TikTok on his creator page, and there is also an Instagram, and for Luis and for the comic as well, and they're based in Amarillo, Texas. So I'm just gonna read off of the campaign that they have here. Luna Castaneda, aka Ferris, is a runaway homeless 16-year-old who for the last 6 months has been living off loose change other citizens drop. She sends clone rats to collect said spare change and has so far been able to live a comfortable life. Until one day she meets a peculiar creature, Anura, and follows him around the rooftops, leading to him falling and injuring himself. No worries, one of his powers is super healing. Soon after, Luna will learn why it's not safe to follow random anthropomorphic creatures you find around town. Why is this story important? Writer-creator Luis D. Gutierrez has a passion for comic books and superhero-related media for nearly a decade. His story writing skills began by making his own stop-motion movies with Lego figures and sets he bought. It wasn't until recently that Luis found a true passion for writing after seeing how superhero media has been treated lately. This story promises to be a story full of characters anyone can find comfort and a sense of relatability in. Well, maybe not Anura. If you find relatability in him, we recommend you seek medical assistance as soon as possible. Then they give a preview of the comic as well. And the artwork is really, really good. I need to know who the artist is. And for him here, it says Marcelo H. Santana is pencils and ink. Luis Gutierrez is the writer. And then Ellis Carlos is the colorist. So they've got 3 people on here. And then they're going to have different covers available. The first one looks so cute. It has a little frog in shorts in it. And then there's like there's like an homage cover to like the Beatles. They have an introduction of the characters that you're going to meet in issue 1, and then they have a breakdown of the rewards available. It looks super, super fun and like completely unique as well. Almost kind of like almost Doom Patrol-esque. In a sense. Or like what was that other one? A little like Creature Commandos as well. So
okay.
You can always pledge without expecting a reward. Right now they have a goal of $1,500. They've already met it. They're at $1,746 with 61 backers and 12 days to go. The base pledge starts at $5, where you get a digital PDF copy of downgrades, and then at $10 you get a physical version of the main cover, which is that cute cover with the frog in shorts. And then at $12, you get a physical version of the Tara Tara cover. And then the other $12 is a physical version of the Romy Carlos cover, which is the Beatles tribute one. And then for $30, you get all 3 covers, covers, physical copies, plus a digital download as well. And then it keeps going up from there. This looks like a lot of fun, and it looks really, really cute as well. So, or at least some of the covers. Then it gets like kind of, more superhero-esque in it. So definitely check it out. It is called Downgrades #1, a story about D-list heroes on Kickstarter.
All right, guys, now it's time for Juntos y Fuertes. What do you have for us today, Kristen?
Well, it is that time of year again where Tia Chucha is having their annual festival in Pacoima, the Celebrating Words Festival. And in case you don't remember, Tia Chucha is the full name is Tia Chucha's Centro Cultural, and their mission is to transform community in the Northeast, San Fernando Valley, and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. And to that end, once a year, they have a celebration, which is huge and amazing, and I always enjoyed it when we went, except for it was hot AF every year in the valley. But it's Tia Chucha's Celebrating Words, and for now 20 years, Celebrating Words Arts and Literacy Festival has honored the spirit and work of Tia Chucha's Centro Cultural, teaching us that words are medicine found in our stories, offering cultural offerings and creative expressions. This dynamic outdoor festival has inspired and amplified the artistic and educational lives of the attendees, moving them towards a deeper understanding of self, culture, and community through the powerful means of the arts and critical literacy. And they do a freaking amazing job. They have workshops all day. They give away books. There's over 1,000 free books that they have there ready to give away, all ages, all the way up to adult fiction and nonfiction. There is a stage where there are cultural dances and all kinds of other cool stuff. You can pot a plant and take it. You can silk screen. There's food trucks. And they used to have a comic book section, which is where we would go and we would have our table, and there were other creators that were there. This year, Javier Hernandez is actually going to be there offering a how to make comics workshop. There is going to be a two sessions. The first session is at 3:30 to 4:15, and then session number 2 is at 5 to 5:45, and it's Let's Make Comics, and he will teach you how to make a one-page comic talking about character development and setting the scene for your comic. This particular event is going to be happening at the Vaughn G3 Academy in Pacoima, and that's located at 11200 Herrick Street. That's HERRICK Street. And this is happening on Saturday, May 31st from 2 to 7. And it's free.
Oh.
It's free. Yes. No, but it's really cool. I got a book there because they were giving out books, and I got Amor Prieto by my boyfriend, and then I proceeded to get it in Spanish, and I got it and I gave it to my husband. So my boyfriend's book to my husband.
Very nice.
Which is great. It's great. But yeah, no, he really, really loved the book so much. He said it was nice. Really a great read. So, you go there and you get a gift of a book, and I mean, it could just really impact your life. So I think this is a really amazing event. I really always like going there, except for the heat, because yes, it's always hot. All right, guys, now it's time for saludos, and saludos goes out today to shirocomics.com. And actually, there is a mini series now on their YouTube, so look for Shiro Universe on YouTube, and it should pop up. I'm not sure how many episodes there are right now, but I actually discovered this today because it's in the back of the comic.
The Shiro Universe.
And I was like, oh my god, what is this? Why haven't I seen this before? But anyway, it sounds super interesting, and that's they announced they're launching a brand new miniseries. It's called the Shiro Universe, and you can watch it on Instagram and YouTube. It's this short form docuseries, which is their way of inviting you into the world of Shiro comics, showing how it all began, evolved, and flourished from the colorful childhood in the 80s, where fashion and creativity shaped the hero CEO Shaqueta L. Smith's imagination, to the unexpected twists of an infamous trip to South Korea. I want to know more about that. Because it was with a religious cult. And finally to the president. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot to unpackage. So I'm like, I can't wait to learn more about that. But it's present day, they're celebrating their 10th comic book release, Young Master Choi II. The series takes you behind the scenes of the journey of their journey, and sets the stage for their upcoming feature-length documentary of the same name, which promises a deeper dive into the inspiring story behind the company and the rare exploration of history of Black women in comics. That sounds super cool. I'm sharing this and I'm just like, okay, like I should go out there and watch it now. I don't know how many episodes they have, but I'm so excited.
15 episodes that are up. And the I think 13th episode, there's no number on this. It's titled that time I accidentally went to Korea with a cult.
Oh, I love it already.
Did you get a free? Was it a free trip?
So
though?
Yeah,
I don't know. You have to watch.
Might be worth it. Might be worth it. Check it out.
Might be worth it. Right. Okay, so definitely saludos goes out to Shiro, the Shiro Universe miniseries, and again, you can follow them. You can look at all their social media platform names and stuff and links on shirocomics.com. That's SHERO comics COMICS.com. Saludos goes out to you. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Where can they find us, ladies?
You can find us at comadresecomics.com, where you can find links to all of our socials, some videos of our older Las Platicas, and also you can email us at comadresecomics@gmail.com. If you are just listening to this episode, you can also go to YouTube and find our channel Comadres y Comics and watch us as we record and laugh and make silly faces when we drink yucky beer.
Yeah, check out this episode. I put on lipstick for you guys.
I was gonna say, and you can see actually how Jen is slaying her look tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
As opposed to me, who hasn't taken a shower yet today.
Hey, every other episode, I feel like I'm in my pajamas, like recording. So today, serve.
Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your amazing life and sharing it by listening to us in your car, at work. Not safe for water coolers, but anyway, thank you so much. We wouldn't be here without you. We have been your hosts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Jen.
Bye, guys.